Hey everyone, welcome back to my little video diaries where I talk about the books that I read the past month. So today I'm going to be talking about the books that I read in January of 2026, first month of the year. I was able to finish 6 books and I feel like I kind of had a weird month of reading. There were some books I really loved and some books that just were a miss for me. So I'm going to talk about the 6 books that I was able to read in January. Okay, so the first book that I read in January is Full Disclosure, and it is a young adult book that deals with a student who is student directing a musical, Rent, and I'm obsessed with Rent. So I was really intrigued just from the get-go with this book, and I really loved it. It lived up to my expectations. As I was reading it, I literally said to my husband, I feel like if I had read this book when I was in high school, it would have healed me in a way. It deals with some queer characters. The main character is HIV positive, so you're just going along with her on her journey as she's figuring that out, and her parents are queer, so there's just a lot of LGBTQ themes in it, and I feel like it's just really an amazing book. Just for me to know that it's out there for queer youth is so beautiful, because you're going along with the main character as she's learning different things, so I feel like it's really educational without being a boring nonfiction book. And like I said, I just love Rent, and I feel like it really tied in with the themes of the book, the actual musical, so I was obsessed. This was a 10 out of 10 for me. And it was just nice to read a young adult book, because obviously they're easier and faster to read, so that was a lovely start to my January reads. The next book that I read was The Holiday Trap, which is a fiction/romance book. This one was something that rolled over from the end of December into January. Obviously, it's a holiday book, and it's just a cute queer romance. It sort of mimics The Holiday, the movie, where the two main characters swap where they live because they just needed to get away from where they were at and end up finding someone in the new place that they're in. So very cute, very easy read. I just love books like this. So again, lived up to my expectation and loved it. Would recommend. The next book that I read in January was The 3 Lives of Kate K, and this is a fiction book. I was sort of disappointed by this one, which I was really sad about, because on paper it seemed like a perfect book for me. And it was available at my library, so I was really excited to grab it because I've been seeing a lot about it and I feel like it's very popular right now. But I was sort of lost. I think because the character obviously has different personas. She's sort of on the run, and she's an author, so she has a author name. And there was just a lot to follow, and I think that I wasn't really following everything in the best way. I will say January can sometimes be a tough month for me, just mentally, nothing to do with reading because of the weather and it being cold. So I feel like maybe I just wasn't really focusing as much as I needed to be in order to understand the plot. So I was a little bit disappointed with this one, but I'm not exactly sure if it was the book or if I was just not in the right headspace to be reading something that I needed to understand, and it wasn't just a mindless little romance. So I was kind of disappointed by this one, but what are you gonna do? The next book that I read was Big Dumb Eyes, which is a comedy/memoir. Like I said, the book that I had read previous to this one, I feel like I just wasn't understanding, and I feel like stuff was going over my head a little bit, so I was I think I just need a book that's really easy and mindless, and I can just read and not be worried about following things. So this was the perfect choice for that. It is just like memoirs and stories from the stand-up comedian Nate Bargatze. I'm not sure how to say it, but I've seen some of his specials before, and I thought he was pretty funny, so I saw that he had this book and figured it would be my sense of humor as well. There's really not too much to say about it. He was just like sharing little tidbits. It's pretty much just like reading someone's stand-up routine rather than watching them perform it. So it was good. It was exactly what I needed. Just some easy, quick stories. Every chapter was like a different little story from his life. So it was a very easy and definitely like a quick read. The next book that I read this month was Under Lock and Key, which is a romantasy book. I actually just randomly picked this book up at one of the little free libraries that people have. My friend has one outside of her house, so when I went to visit her, I checked it out and grabbed this one from there. So I had never heard about it, but just based off the cover, I knew it was gonna be like exactly a book that I like to read, a little cheesy romance, fantasy. The main characters are in Scotland, and there's a little Loch Ness monster situation going on. So this was also a very easy read because I was very into it and loved it, so that was great. Then the last book that I read in January was a very big switch from these other like mindless little cutesy reads, and that was Dune, which is obviously a huge classic sci-fi. I just read the first book. Obviously, I'm a big reader, so for Christmas, I had put on my list just books in general, but I did put Dune and some other like classics on there that I haven't read yet. And my brother-in-law ended up getting me Dune for Christmas, so I was really excited to read it. I have seen the movie, just the first one, but after I watched the movie, I was like, I really need to read the book because the book is just always better, and that was the case for Dune as well. I feel like I understood so much better all these little details and nuances, and I appreciated the movie so much more after I read the book because I really understood everything that was going on and really appreciated the culture of the world. So this was a great read for me. I know there's other books. I'm not sure how long the series is, but I would consider reading more because I did enjoy it. And I was obsessed with the Bene Gesserits. If you've read Dune, you'll know. But they're just like a league of women who have cool witchy powers. So I really enjoyed reading, like learning more about that order of sisters because obviously they were in the movie, but I didn't understand like all that went into it until I read the book. So that was one of the big takeaways from the book, is that I really loved those ladies, learning more about them from the book. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one, and I might have to pick up some more Dunes moving forward. Thank you so much for listening to my January 2026 reads. Can't wait to keep reading with you in February.